Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I'll be doing the final bonus episode on GTA San Andreas, and that is the bonus episode on the side activity for these trucker missions that are unlocked once you do the Tanker Commander mission in this game. If you don't know, Tanker Commander is one of the missions for Catalina, which you do with her when you do all of those robberies. So yeah, it is the mission where you steal the oil tanker and you bring it to this place to a guy named Mr. Whittaker. But anyways, as I've explained throughout my entire bonus series for this game, the problem is that the last time I was recording all of these activities, I had done like 2 missions for this trucker mission and then I quit it for a while. However, after that I checked my recordings and turns out my mic was screwed. So for this mission I've already done the first 2 missions for the trucker missions. Luckily, those first 2 missions are like really short. Like they can be completed within 2 minutes because the very first one literally requires you to go like, I don't even know, 2 steps over on that direction and deliver a truck, and the next one requires you to go into that town over there called Montgomery and you need to basically deliver that truck without hitting it. So that one was pretty easy. So let's go ahead and do the third of these trucker missions, and let's see how we do it. Alright, illegal goods to El Corona, Los Santos. El Corona, huh? These goods are hot and will attract police interest. And this is the reason why the trucker missions I believe are worth showing, because while the first 2 missions sound pretty tame, from now on, these missions will go absolutely crazy. And by the way, just for a little bit of an extra challenge, here's the funny thing. These missions I'm going to be doing without completing the very final mission of the game. So that means that Los Santos is in its riot state. So we'll have exploding cars in this entire city right now. The thing is, when I recorded the final mission, I didn't really think that I would be playing this game again. However, turns out that you guys proved me wrong and you voted for me to actually show off, these missions over here. So I actually didn't save after I completed the final mission of the game. But now that is really biting me in the ass, because that means this entire city is in riot mode, and these police cars are especially a massive threat, considering pretty much every single police car that you can find in Los Santos during this time, that police car will be on freaking very low health. So a simple bump will cause that thing to burn in flames and then explode near you. I'm not gonna lie, that is extremely bad. So that's why I highly recommend you do not do this mission like the way I'm doing it. Like, any of these random cars currently could be like, on the verge of exploding. So, what could I have possibly done? Anyway, where was I supposed to go? Okay, I don't think I was supposed to turn around here. I just took a wrong turn. Let's see. Okay, I'm supposed to deliver it to over that side, huh? Can you actually go there from here? I wonder. Let's check it out. By the way, I should give a shout out to Arcane Cosmo, who is my regular viewer of this San Andreas series, and he was the one who recommended to me that I should show as much as I can, and I believe this is something that is definitely worth showing. So here I am doing this stuff right here. But anyways, alright. So with that, 3 trucking missions are complete. Alright, I am back, and let's go ahead and do the 4th mission, see what this particular one wants from me. Let's see over here. Goods must be delivered quickly to Whetstone, South San Andreas. Alright. Whetstone, right? So where is Whetstone exactly? I'm not gonna lie, as I remember, Whetstone is close to Angel Pine, which means I probably took the wrong road, right? I believe so. Alright, well, that definitely is not cool. By the way, I'm not sure if this mission also has that restriction on you where, what do you call it? I forgot. So I don't know if this mission also has the restriction where you don't have to actually hit this truck, because if you hit it, the cash goes down. I do not know, maybe it was only present for that one mission, but I guess we'll see if I actually manage to hit this truck. But anyways, so as I was mentioning, my regular viewer Arcane Cosmo is, he recommended me that I should do these side activities. He also has a YouTube channel of his own, so I highly recommend you guys checking it out. He does RPG stuff. He also likes to play Souls games. Currently, he's doing Dark Souls 2, and today he completed the second DLC for Dark Souls 2. So now he's only left with the third DLC, and then he can do the final boss. Oh well, the trio of the final boss that is present, because he did not defeat the Throne Watchers. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, during this live stream of his, he was saying that he really was enjoying Dark Souls 2, which is definitely cool. You know, that game definitely gets a lot of hate, if I can be honest, because it's not really loved by the Souls community, including myself, by the way. The reason why I personally do not like Dark Souls 2 is because it just does not feel like it follows what the Souls games are usually, what do you call it, you know, trying to achieve in their games. Like, for example, I believe that the Souls games, how they function is that they want you to basically go in, learn everything about a particular boss or enemy, and yeah, in order to do that, you will be dying constantly, and yeah, as long as you're, you know, learning about the boss and then you know, you're defeating them, I feel like that's how Souls games usually work. So that's a pretty decent formula. However, in Dark Souls 2, I feel like a lot of the stuff that is present in the game, it just is designed to where it's meant to discourage players from doing exactly that, which is a bit weird. Because yeah, like for example, in Dark Souls 2, it's the only Souls game besides Demon Souls where if you die, your max HP gets lowered, which is very weird to me considering that is a direct punishment for dying, something that should actually be happening a lot in a Souls game if you have ever heard about them. And yeah, then there is also the stuff of it just honestly, I'm just gonna be honest with you, I just call this the janky spaghetti code of Dark Souls 2, where it just has so many stupid bugs and you know, weird calculations in its damage that yeah, I'm not gonna lie, making sense of that game really hurts my brain. So but anyways, okay, so here's where I'm supposed to deliver the truck, huh? They said to deliver it by 10:45. Also, what is that guy doing over there? Okay, please don't freaking hit my freaking truck, dude. Actually, I think I just hit my truck, but it didn't do anything. So I guess the restriction was not present on me. Alright, that's cool. But anyways, okay, with that, 4 of these missions have been done. Alright, I am back, and yeah, let's go ahead and do the next mission, which I believe this is the 5th mission, right? Let's see. Extremely fragile goods to Battery Point San Fierro. These goods are extremely fragile, so that means I'm not supposed to hit them then. Oh, okay, actually, is the good fragile or is my freaking truck fragile, dude? I don't know about that one, but okay, we definitely do not want to do what I usually do in this game, which is to actually... Oh, crap. I actually hit something and my cash went down. Well, that's pretty unfortunate. Okay, so not only do we not have to damage this vehicle, but yeah, I will also lose the value on my goods if I actually hit this vehicle. Okay, well, that definitely makes things a lot more complicated. Not that $40, what do you call it, matters too much, but hey, I can't say that it doesn't hurt that I'm not gonna get perfect on this one, so I guess there's that, I suppose. But anyways, okay, what was I talking about before? Oh yeah, I was talking about why I don't like Dark Souls 2 personally. So yeah, my basic point was that it just, like, whenever I feel Dark Souls 2, I feel like the people who made it didn't really think about, you know, what makes Souls games in general, you know, fun, and, you know, what they basically, you know, force the player into doing. Because, yeah, I believe Dark Souls 2 just does not have any of that. So, yeah, it is what it is, dude. To be honest, I feel like a lot of the reason why Dark Souls 2 gets so much hate is because it's called Dark Souls 2. I think if it was called something else, personally, like, you know, if it wasn't associated as a Souls game, I believe that game probably wouldn't have gotten as much hate. Because yeah, when you have the name Dark Souls 2, people are obviously gonna assume that you're a Souls game, and yeah, when people look at that game through that lens, yeah, it can become pretty easy to hate the game when you realize that it doesn't actually follow what you know, Souls games are meant to follow, basically, in a gameplay type of sense, basically. So yeah, there are a lot of stuff that I can talk about Dark Souls 2 and why I believe it's like not a very good Souls game. But if you just want the short version, I would describe Dark Souls 2 basically the same type of game as Fallout 4 was for the Fallout franchise. Yes, Fallout 4 is a decent game, I would say, if we just take the game by itself. But yeah, as soon as you start to compare it to what had come before it, yeah, you can clearly see the massive flaws that Fallout 4 has, and yeah, that's the major problem with that game. I believe Dark Souls 2 is in the exact same boat. If you take it by itself, I believe Dark Souls 2 is a pretty decent game. Like, you can have a ton of fun playing it. However, as soon as you start to compare it to its other compadres, and yeah, when you see what they were trying to achieve, yeah, Dark Souls 2's flaws becomes very apparent, and it's I'm not gonna lie, personally I find it pretty difficult to actually say that it's a good Souls game. I just like it as a I just like it as a decent standalone game. But anyways, yeah, so he's currently having a lot of fun with it. I'm just hoping that once he gets to Dark Souls 3, which he says he will do next after he will beat Lies of Peace DLC, because I believe he's gonna stream it, unlike how he handled it in okay, there I did not lose any value even though I hit that pole. Okay, a bit weird if you ask me, but anyways, yeah, so I think he will cover Lies of Peace DLC, which I'm currently covering on my channel as a episodic series. Arkin covered that game on his channel as well, I believe about 2 years ago, the base game at least. And yeah, now he'll be covering the DLC, but he will stream the DLC. I don't think he will make it as a episodic series upload on his channel. So yeah, if you are interested in that, then do make sure to check Arcane out. But other than that, yeah, let's go ahead and see if I cannot get any lower value on this particular truck over here. By the way, I do not know if this will become apparent or not, but I have actually lost power in my home, so my laptop is currently running on battery. Hopefully that shouldn't mean too much, because hey man, even if my laptop is currently running on it's integrated graphics. Yeah, this game is pretty old, dude. I don't think at this point this game needs too much to actually be running. That this thing can run on a potato by today's standard. But yeah, also I'm playing on capped FPS. If I was playing on uncapped FPS, maybe things could have been a little bit different, but honestly that might be also stretching it at this point. I don't think it would affect anything on the game, to be honest. But yeah, basically what happens is that if I lose power, my laptop starts to lose its battery pretty quickly, because it's a gaming laptop. By the way, yeah, I got the gaming laptop because, well, I didn't have the ability to buy this thing. My parents bought this for me. And they basically wanted me to buy this thing for college purposes as well. But I'm not gonna lie, if you were to ask me, yeah, I would not recommend you guys to ever buy a gaming laptop. I would say get a gaming PC every single time. But anyways, other than that, by the way, yeah, speaking of advice on gaming systems, there's also somebody who was asking during Arcane's last stream about whether Dark Souls 2 can run on Intel UHD integrated graphics, because apparently the dude probably doesn't have a graphics card on his system. And yeah, unfortunately Arcane doesn't know too much about PCs, so he asked me to actually answer that question. And so yeah, when the guy told me that he had an i5 12th gen, I just took a wild guess, thinking that that probably would be able to run Dark Souls 2. It's not a super hard game to run, I believe, on the PC, especially if he's gonna play the Scholar of the First Edition. But yeah, luckily, yeah, what I found is that you can actually play Dark Souls 2 without a graphics card these days. And yeah, it's actually not even that hard. You can easily get on the highest settings of Dark Souls 2 around 30 to 40 FPS. So hey man, that's definitely something surprising, if I can be honest. Just goes to show how far gaming technology has come. But anyways, yeah, I think that was also on high settings when I checked whether he can run the game or not. So if you were to lower the graphics of your Dark Souls 2 game, you might actually be able to run it on 60 FPS without a graphics card. Alright, I am back, and yeah, let's see what the next trucking mission is. I don't remember how many trucking missions are in this game, so illegal goods to Battery Point San Fierro. Okay, how much police attraction are we talking about? Okay, 3 stars again, huh? Alright, I mean, that's I believe we can actually just get that one, although I'm not gonna lie, this one is an oil tanker one, so yeah, definitely need to be careful about this one. By the way, another thing I completely forgot to mention over there is that you may have noticed that even though the riots still should be active in this game, they weren't active in San Fierro. So why is that? The reason for this is because the riot that activates once you start the riot mission Yeah, that only stays in Los Santos. It doesn't actually spread to the other areas. So in the countryside, San Fierro, Las Venturas, yeah, you won't see people stealing each other's TVs, you know, blowing up cars, killing each other, and yeah, all that nonsense. It only happens in Los Santos. So yeah, that's something I should have mentioned earlier. So, you know, as long as we're going to San Fierro, we're fine. Going to Los Santos is definitely dangerous, especially on an oil tanker like this one. Although I'm not gonna lie, one thing that I definitely hate is that this car is freaking oh my god, wait. Yeah, I don't want my freaking tanker to get, you know, dismounted over here because that won't be very fun. But anyways, by the way, yeah, I don't know when this video will get uploaded, but yeah. Okay, even if it doesn't get uploaded, you may have seen that I actually managed to beat the Godskin duo on SL1 in Elden Ring. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I know normally I have always done no status effect bosses. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, for that boss I just hate it so much. I decided, you know what, why not, let's just do that boss in that manner only, you know, the way it was intended by the developers. And also, you know, just to show people why exactly I always you know, mention no status effects during my SL1 you know, videos title, and why I actually avoid using status effects. Like for example, you know, you may have seen me commonly use a weapon called the Clean Rot Knight Sword, which is a thrusting sword in that game. Yeah, but you may be saying, okay, well, for PvE purposes, the Antspur Rapier is actually pretty powerful because the Antspur Rapier applies Scarlet Rot. Yes, I know that. And it's precisely that point, precisely that reason why I don't, what do you call it, use the Antspur Rapier. Because, yeah, I know Scarlet Rot is extremely broken, and yeah, that's why I don't use it. But anyways, because yeah, I have done SL1 on the Elden Ring before, like before its DLC came out, and yeah, I remember from that experience just how broken some of the stuff on SL1 can be in Elden Ring. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, SL1 in Elden Ring is kind of a joke, if I can be honest. Like, if you don't put any restrictions on yourself besides, you know, playing the game on SL1, yeah, that game really isn't gonna challenge you much at all, if anything. So yeah, that's definitely something that I believe I should tell you guys about. But yeah, for Godskin Duo, I made the exception, and you know what? If anything, I hope that video just you know, acts as an example on why, if you're doing an SL1 run in you know, what do you call it? Okay, first this stupid rancher needs to go away, and also I need to ensure that this thing doesn't dislodge my freaking. My God, dude! Yeah, these guys don't dislodge my freaking oil tanker. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, I hope that that video just, you know, in my series just shows why you shouldn't use status effects in, you know, your SL1 runs. Because, yeah, it really just makes the entire challenge a joke. Not specifically because, you know, the status effects just allow you to cheese the boss, which, by the way, yes, you can absolutely play that way if you want. But it's because of how many buffs you can apply by activating status effects. Like, for example, the Kindred of Rot Exaltation, which, by the way, yeah, pair that with Antspur Rapier, you're gonna melt every single boss in the game, even on SL1. So, yeah, that's the reason why I don't commonly use status effects. I just basically try to mimic the exact same experience that, you know, Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 had basically on their SL1 runs, where, you know, we hardly had any of the buffs that we have in Elden Ring and even in Dark Souls 3. So, yeah, that's why I don't use that many buffs. But I'm not against using, like, you know, OP and powerful weapons. However, I believe that most weapons aren't exactly OP on their own. They are OP when combined with the, you know, other types of buffs, like, you know, Kindred of Rot Exaltation or the Lord of Blood's Exaltation if you're a bleed build. So yeah, that's why I don't use status effects. But anyway, other than that, yeah, I've still not beaten the final boss of Lies of P, by the way. I'm not sure if that will be true by the time this video comes out, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, one thing that I would really like to ask about status effects is that in Elden Ring, I guess this is true even in Dark Souls 3, there is an effect called the Black Flame. Oh, okay, oh my freaking god, I think I just failed this mission. Uh-oh. Okay, I didn't realize just how much my freaking tanker had taken damage from, you know, these guys freaking shooting the crap out of my gas tanker. Okay, never freaking mind. Alright, attempt number 7. And yeah, at this point, this game is just taking mercy on me because, yeah, it has now given me the closest location that I can get to with this truck over here. But anyway, this time we're getting Angel Pine, and yeah, after failing this mission, yeah, 6 times, you're hearing that right. Actually, now that I think about it, might actually be even more, maybe one more, but Honestly, I don't even know. Man, how did this freaking mission over here turn into a freaking Souls game, boss? Yeah, that's how many attempts, like, that's the attempt number I have on bosses from those games. But somehow, yeah, this game has now decided to do that to me. But anyways, okay, now that I have died, yeah, on my 6th attempt, I finally died. Because, yeah, before I was, failing my attempt, but I wasn't actually dying on this mission. Yeah, on the 6th attempt, I died from my truck blowing up and, a billion other cars blowing with me. So, yeah, that was very frustrating. But anyways, okay, so by the way, if you're wondering why am I taking the main road, can't just take, path like this, for example. Actually, now that I think about it, I could have cut a little bit of the highway path by going on that road. Oh well, I'm not smart enough to, make such decisions quickly. But anyway, yeah, this is the fastest way to go to Angel Pine, I believe. Also, I would say this is also safe, considering the fact that, yeah, police doesn't really spawn that much if you are on the highway and you're driving on the right side. So yeah, maybe they, like, for example, I think that one of the cars in front of me is a police rancher, but they probably won't be able to catch me because, yeah, they're driving in the same direction as me. And so what is this driver doing? Okay, not sure on that one. Okay, never mind. That's just a civilian rancher. That's even better. But yeah, anyways, now that I have died, yeah, let's see if all of my bad omen died with that previous death. I would say it probably is. By the way, just now watch me lose this run immediately because now I've jinxed myself. Okay, dude, just let me get through this stupid mission over here. By the way, my god, this probably would be like an hour's worth of attempt that, I have done on this particular mission alone. Also, what happens to this truck sometimes when it's driving on, such high speeds? Honestly, I can't explain to you. Also, is this really supposed to be over here or like... Oh, it is just supposed to be over here only. Alright, never freaking mind, yeah. All this mission wanted me to do was just die before it can actually allow me to finish my attempts. Alright, thank you very much, GTA San Andreas. You're my favorite game of all time. Alright, so I believe this would be the 7th trucking mission, right? Let's see. Goods must be delivered without damage to Tierra Robada, Northwest San Andreas. Okay, oh my freaking god, dude. I'm going to deliver this within 12 minutes, huh? Okay, dude. Tierra Robada is pretty far away, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, wait a second. Why am I even taking this road? If we're going to Tierra Robada, wouldn't these roads be faster? I mean, they won't be safe to, keep this truck from getting damaged, but I'm definitely sure they will be faster. Plus, I have, like, I think only 8 minutes before I can, before I fail this mission. So, yeah, I need to be careful over here. But anyways, okay, let's see if we can do this mission without damaging the vehicle. But anyways, alright. By the way, what was I talking about before I, failed those 6 attempts on that? By the way, my god, was that the 6th freaking trucking mission as well? I didn't even notice that, but I think that was, right? Okay, oh my freaking god, dude. Yeah, I was just in the devil's number then. No wonder I was losing so much. But anyways, now that we're on the lucky 7, maybe we get all of this, 7,000 cash over here. Hoping, maybe. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, once we get to the desert part of this map, which by the way is just beside that, although not beside, but beyond that bridge, yeah, things are about to get crazy because this is where the highway part of this place starts, and yeah, now civilians are just gonna start driving absolutely crazy. Yeah, let's try and not damage this vehicle, by the way. But anyways, okay, I think for Tierra Robada, Tierra Robada is the secret ghost town, right? Where they have, right? I don't remember, but like it's the place where we killed Pulaski, or like we started to, chase Pulaski from, and then he killed Hernandez over there. So I guess that's where we need to go. If that's the case, then this probably is the right path that I'm taking over here. But yeah, probably should start skipping some of the... Never freaking mind. Yeah, this is exactly what I was afraid of, by the way. These stupid ass civilians, like, my god, that one hit took away $210 from me. Yeah, game, sure, thanks a lot, but to be honest, yeah, I knew about this place being crazy, so, should have been careful, but, oh well, can't account for everything, I suppose. But anyways, okay, oh my freaking god, this taxi is also coming in with crazy speeds. But hey, at least we don't have a police behind us. Okay, oh my god, they're trying to shoot each other and they're gonna shoot this freaking truck too. But anyways, okay, what else was I talking about? I forgot. I think maybe whatever I was talking about, I just completed the talk, right? So let's just talk about something else. But anyways, yeah. By the way, how are your guys' opinions about... okay, by the way, how did that taxi only do like $70 worth of damage to me, and that other truck or, other small car did like what, 210 in a single hit? Okay, dude, questions must be asked on that one. But anyways, yeah, so... Wait, this is Tierra Robata? I guess, sure, dude, but this is not what I was expecting, if I can be honest. But anyways, okay, you know what, before I start my new talk, yeah. First, let's go back and start the 8th trucking mission, which might be the final one. Alright, I am back, and yeah, let's see what this trucking mission is. Highly illegal goods to Red Sand, Las Venturas. Okay, I think this is the final one, because I remember the very final trucking mission. Yeah, it has like something around 4 or 5 stars that you have to deal with. So yeah, this one will go absolutely crazy. But anyways, luckily the Las Venturas path is the exact same one that we took last time. And I believe the road that I took was actually much, faster to go towards that place. I'm not too sure. But yeah, anyways, okay, yeah, this one is absolutely crazy too, obviously, because we have 4 stars, meaning the SWAT teams will be after us. So yeah, this truck stops and yeah, those SWAT members exit that freaking truck. Yeah, we are done for. Also, by the way, the helicopter is also much likely to, much more likely to actually shoot at us, unlike the previous times where it was just hovering around us and, reporting our location. But yeah, luckily the truck, I believe, that the SWAT drives is not very fast. However, yeah, in situations like this, it definitely is a massive problem to deal with. But anyways, okay, now let's traverse this area without having this trailer dislodge itself. Anyways, okay, this is the road to Las Venturas, because yeah, this one is going towards the mine. But anyways, okay, let's see if we can get through this one without completely blowing ourselves. But anyways, yeah, I think probably I should hope that wherever I'm supposed to go, it's on the highway only. Because if it's not, yeah, that is pretty bad. But anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was about to ask, what are your opinions about gaming this year? I'm not gonna lie, starting from the, just the starting of this year, it seems like a pretty decent year for gaming, if I can be honest. First we had the Mafia, the Old Country, that got released, which was a pretty good game, and also a much needed win for the Mafia's franchise, because Mafia 3 wasn't considered very good. The Mafia Definitive Edition is, very well received by most people who played it. But luckily, Mafia the Old Country also was a very good game. In fact, some even are calling it the very best Mafia game in the, series. Which, you know what? Hey man, if the PC port of that game runs a lot better than Mafia 2, it very well would be the very best Mafia game that we have currently. But then again, okay, where am I supposed to go? Oh, okay, I was supposed to get up from behind, I believe, right? Okay, well, that can definitely cause a lot of issues now that I have taken this wrong path. Unless I can climb from here to somewhere. I think we can. Okay, oh my god, the freaking random civilians, dude. And of course, the freaking police are again successful in dislodging my freaking trailer from my vehicle, which is absolutely brutal. But anyways, what can we do to, salvage this situation over here? Because I only get 1 minute before... yeah, I'm screwed. So, okay, let's get into position and yeah, basically get this. Okay, oh my god, that trailer park, or like, that trailer is being blocked by this freaking thing. Okay, oh my god, if the helicopter starts, my god, what is this stupid civilian doing? Okay, oh my god, dude, what are people doing exactly? I have no freaking idea, but whatever they're doing is very bad. Okay, oh my god, that police officer is trying to straight up just bust me. End the game right there, I suppose. But anyways, okay, got the freaking trailer. Now to deliver it to its location. And I think that should be the end of the trucker missions, right? Alright, perfect. My god. Dude, how was the freaking 3-star trucker mission harder than the freaking 4-star one? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That 3-star one where I took like 6 attempts to complete it, or like 7 attempts. Yeah, that was just cursed, dude. And all of that for a regular revenue of $2,000. Oh yeah, definitely worth it. Yeah, definitely, dude. But anyways, yeah, with that, I believe I have covered every single mission that I would have liked to show in this bonus episode series. So yeah, I in total made 4 bonus episodes for GTA San Andreas, and I hope you liked these side quests. So yeah, if you guys like what you see, then be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. The next game on this channel after GTA San Andreas is GTA 3, where, you know, canonically the last 3D GTA game that happens. And yeah, I will be covering that now from going forward. And yeah, after that, oh yeah, by the way, if you guys have any side activities that you would like me to cover in this bonus series, then yeah, do let me know that down in the comment section below, because yeah, I'm still open to doing any side activities in these games that you may like to see. Personally, I think the ones that I just showed are the best ones, and the other ones are just like generic races or, you know, collectathons. But yeah, if there are any other activities that you would like to see, then do let me know those down in the comment section below. But other than that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you all in the next one.